That's really, really important to us. And the last one is harmony, that we expect to work in collaboration with each other harmoniously. And we hope that all of that is something that you would witness in the corridors of the school, in conversations with our adolescents or our young people, and that they are in a position to explain how those values have enabled them to be successful students at Glenunga. So the values are one thing. We as educators, our diversity partners and beyond, have been committed to programs in which we engage with extended teams of experts, and we've delivered information in a Telstra white paper, which is a little bit of our documentation and research. You have some information about, or some statistics about our graduates and the kind of statistics we are looking at. Our students are really driven by academic achievement and strive for their personal best at every opportunity. Having said that, we also have students here who we encourage to engage in leadership opportunities, because for them that is their niche, that is their specific skill. So we are a school that is not only rigorous in terms of an academic program, but also it offers a programs, bless you, and qualities. Characteristics of exceptional practice, the things that we expect our teachers to be able to manage and to practice as leading educators. I guess part of this is that as a CIS school, Council of International Schools, we are accredited so that we sit alongside global or worldwide standards. So for us, our expectation of our educators is just as high as it is our expectation of students. There is some more information in your packages about the school and about the cultures within our school and how we celebrate the diversity of that. Perhaps it will make more sense to you when I explain to you a little bit about the way our timetable structure operates. This is usually interesting for staff and for incoming students and families. We operate on a 7-line structure at the school. And the time that I was telling you about on Wednesday mornings is when our staff are engaged in opportunities for professional development. So our students have the same subject 3 times a week, and they also have opportunities twice a week after school to engage in additional subjects should they be in a position to take an additional subject. But also that we have students here who are connected with the School of Languages who deliver specific language programs. At Glenunga, we offer French, Chinese and Japanese as our 3 languages, but we have a number of students who take Spanish, Vietnamese, Hindi, Arabic, a plethora of other subjects after school, and it's usually a partnership between Glenunga and another provider so that we can support students to undertake that, because we know that students who have English as an additional language or additional dialect are usually native speakers in their first language, and if we are reminiscent of the language, then we are also dismissing opportunities for them to succeed and to embrace their culture and their language. So for us, that's also very, very important. In terms of the way in which our school operates, we have a very important part of our school which is called Program X. It is essentially our pastoral care program. So it's an opportunity connected with one particular teacher and one group, and they're able to explore things like digital citizenship or entrepreneurial skills, things that go beyond necessarily the classroom, and this is an opportunity for them to explore those. So that's a really important part of our program. It's also where we look at the thread. What is the difference between the skills we offer at Year 8 through to Year 9, through to Year 10, through to Year 11, and finally to Year 12. And we have 4 strands: future skills, thinking and learning, global citizenship and education. So in that, we're able to explore what goes beyond the nature of the classroom and the curriculum. Because for us, this is still a part of the curriculum, but it looks at graduate qualities in students. I think beyond that, there's lots of general information that you might find interesting, including our newsletter and including a copy of our last year's annual report, which will give you some interesting statistics. The other thing that students, families, parents, extended providers are often interested in is our student life and our sport program. At Glenunga, we encourage students to be involved in a program that goes beyond the nature of the classroom. It encourages social skills, but it also encourages leadership. These clubs, we have over 60 clubs, and they are led entirely by students. So there's a teacher associated with the club, but they are led by students, they are arranged by students, the activities are delivered by students, and they form a very large part of what we do at the school. So it's what we call our student life and our sport program. It's usually about an interest that students have. We have photography club, we have World Challenge, we have the Amnesty Club, we have the Lions Club, we have the Red Cross, we have a group of students who regularly donate blood. So we have, you name it, whatever's in there, our students do it. And it's a really wonderful opportunity to engage with students in another year level. So we put programs in place to support our newer students to the school, and that's a really important part of what we do. I guess that in essence is Glenunga in a very, very, very small, confined hall, but it's probably more useful before I take you for a tour that you ask me questions that I'm then able to provide information, and if there's additional information then I'm sure that Adam will be able to get back to you via me. Has anyone got specific questions?
I would like to know about the power operator excellent P.
Personal best.
Personal best. Okay,
Personal.
and you.
Understanding.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, this is for like index for explain more excellent and international.
Yes. Yes, really important. They're really at the core of what we do at the school.
Yes.
And we expect our students to be able to articulate them.
Use the statement with the statement in mathematics to join together to understand about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
About the school name, there must be some history behind the name of the school.
There's no history. We were initially like a technical college, and the college obviously has changed significantly to become firstly our government school. Glenunga was not always at the top of its academic excellence, but over the past 10 years, it certainly has become that, and I think Adam will probably support me when I say that we are at the top of the government school list in South Australia, and actually in many ways across Australia. We have international recognition for what we offer here at Glenunga.
Glenunga.
No.
Glenunga.
Oh, you're taking photos!
Yeah, I read in the Wikipedia.
I was really amazed.
Yes.
Glenunga.
Okay. In your school? The same motto in your school? Wow! That's really... Other questions?
May I just ask about the World Challenge? Yes. Is that the organization belong to Glenunga?
No. So the organisation is a worldwide organisation, but we have a club dedicated to the World Challenge. We have students who, I guess, apply to be involved in the World Challenge, and so we have a group of students who we take every year or every second year. So we have a group of students embarking on the World Challenge in Borneo. You can look it up. Yeah, absolutely.
Glenunga.
You mentioned about clubs, 60
Yes.
clubs.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in the Amnesty Club. What do they do at Mystic Club?
They talk about worldwide issues, really. They talk about what affects citizens. They talk about how they can personally make a change, and they raise an awareness for whatever it might be at this point in time in our world or in our society that requires focus.
Yeah, that's very good. Do they have the chance to cope with the real amnesty?
Yeah, always connected.
Really
Always
good.
connected. Yeah, because in many ways they represent a part of that. Yeah. Other questions?
Among your core values, four values of the schools, what is your strength? I mean, what is the strength of education of all the subjects you have? In case if students would like to further their studies in, let's say, engineering or I don't know, it's just an example. So
Honestly, our strengths are in every field. They really, really are. Many of our graduates choose to move into 3 fields: engineering, architecture has become really, really popular, and of course those students in medicine who, if they're not in medicine, move into allied health. So engineering is the very first one that most students are interested in, and most students get there. But we also have a number of students who are determined to travel and to study abroad. So many of our students end up in Melbourne or Sydney at Monash University, or who then choose to travel abroad and maybe undertake some work experience before they engage in continued tertiary study.
I see.
Yeah, and we obviously encourage opportunities for young people to pursue those, because you would know yourselves, there is nothing more exquisite than the opportunity to engage in an exchange with another culture.
Thank you.
Could you please explain more about the program X?
Yes.
And
So
from this,
there are 2 sessions. Yeah. So we have 4 groups, and they are called home groups. Home groups. So you would see in the program that at the very beginning of the day, we have a home group.
Yes.
On a Monday. On a Tuesday, it's an extended period of time. First thing on a Wednesday, Thursday's extended, and then first thing on a Friday. The students are grouped in no particular order, but it's grouped so that we have the opportunity to engage in pastoral care. It means that we have one teacher who is working with this group of students throughout the course of their years at Glenunga. Often, the Year 8 home group teacher will take them on to Year 9, will then follow them to Year 10. Often. In some cases that doesn't work, because we have teachers here who may be a specialist with senior students. But the program really encourages students to be reflective, to be open-minded learners, and we deliver, I'm not sure if you've heard of the Habits of Mind, which are the Habits of Mind. So there are 16 habits of mind, and they really, it's a method for engaging students to think beyond their own. So there's thinking about thinking, which is a strand of the Habits of Mind, so the idea of metacognition, thinking flexibly, finding humour, being empathetic. So they're key values or qualities. In fact, I've got them just up, they're up there on the wall if you want to have a look on the very side, Habits of Mind. So we use the Habits of Mind to explore what happens to students beyond the classroom. You know, how do they feel about themselves? How do they engage in conversation, communication?
Group them about the EQ or intrapersonality.
Yeah, it gives opportunities for them to express where they might be challenged. You know, how it is that they might need support. We also work very closely with the home group teacher who connects with the parent or the caregiver. Look, the biggest class is 30. 30, yeah. So all of our classes are very, very large at Glenunga because we are such a big school. Yeah.
That means parents come to join in home group or not? The
parents? No. But there are opportunities for the parents to have meetings and interviews with the home group teacher where we expect the student to communicate
Yeah,
what their
yeah.
challenges and struggles are, and they often take their reports and they talk through their.
So that in home group, the parents have opportunity to join to this class.
No, they can't join.
They can join.
They can't join, but it's just another person in which they can, or with through whom they can communicate.
Yeah.
So it's a really key person. So if Chris had, have I got that right? Yeah. If Chris had a challenge in his classroom, then Chris's parents could first speak with the home group teacher, and the home group teacher could then help to communicate to the other teachers what the challenge might be.
So program X and home group, how to connect?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just we need 2 extended sessions to really talk through some of the key concepts, and I mentioned earlier to explore entrepreneurial programs, global citizenship. There are really
some topics of the project.
Absolutely. So it's curriculum based.
So in 1 year project X can be 3 or 4 projects.
Yes.
Every project depends on the
Depending on the year level. Depends on the year level. So the year level has a specific
and this home
program.
group will change in the next year or not?
The groups will stay the same.
And from how many years? That's
The whole way through. The intention is the students stay with the same home group, but in their other classes, they will move. Their other classes, they will move. Remember, we also have the Ignite program for students with high intellectual potential. So they are grouped in 4 groups from year 8 to year 10. And at year 11, those groups are disbanded and they continue with all of their other peers.
For example, if students come in year 9, so they will stay 4 years for the same home group until they leave.
Until they graduate.
Um,
Maybe 2 more questions, because we'll need to head off because the bell will go up 25 past and then there'll be
I
students
think I would
everywhere.
like to ask you about why the school have in the schedule teacher arrival specified in Wednesday.
Yeah, so that's our professional learning time specifically for learning technologies. So that's the time when we work collaboratively on delivering units of work through technology.
That means the timetable for all the teacher.
Absolutely. So
Specified in the digital technology, something like this.
yeah, so we connected with our curriculum areas. So
Yeah.
I teach drama and English, so I will spend some time with the drama staff and I spend some time with the English staff.
That means share the stuff.
Collaborative.
Collaborative
work.
together. That means everybody that come to in school
Yes.
can work for you digital or not can or not.
Yes.
If possible, okay. Don't that have it, but can share something like this, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Any other questions? Please take a scone before we leave.
Okay.
Oh, scone. Okay, you're determined to take a scone before we leave.
Yes, thank you. I use my internet.
Okay, you did.
Okay.
No problem.
Sorry for keep connection for meeting for something like this. Okay. Yes.
Are there any other questions while you have your scones?
Maybe we can make it all the way.
Yeah,
all the
I'm
way
happy.
to